Sup, Nerdmigos? I'm the Jive Talking Nerd, John Norgrove. We've got Wife here. We're here for another review, Jive. We already told you what we're watching. If you watched the last one, if you didn't, what the fuck are you doing, man? Go watch the last one. Like, get your life together.
Yeah.
Subscribe and shit, dog. Then you're gonna get the fucking bloops.
Yeah, do the thing.
Do the things.
Bring us into your life.
But all the time. Inappropriate style.
Yeah, non-stop. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know.
It's fantastic.
Better. So.
Boom.
So, anyway, today's review, Jive, was Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Which is basically Bill and Ted 2.
Yeah, it's Bill and Ted 2 Electric Boogaloo. Yeah. So, this one came out in 1991. The first one came out in 89.
Yeah.
So, they came out about 2 years apart. Although, there's like a throwaway line at the very beginning of this one where I'm pretty certain he says it's their 5-year anniversary in the 21st century.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, but, I don't know. I didn't know how old they were in the first one, to be honest. I didn't know how old they were in this one, to be honest.
Yeah.
And in reality, it doesn't fucking matter because there's so much time travel shenanigans.
It's a time machine because at one point there's not like a lot of like consistency and ages and years and stuff like that.
Time works.
Like they give the babes, the princesses, birthday cards that says happy 521st birthday, but like we don't.
Well, okay, so if they're 521 and they're from 500 years ago, so they're actually only 21, right? Let's assume they're making the simple joke because they're not the sharpest dimes in the fucking coin drawer.
They're all so pretty.
Very pretty people. But, so they're 21. This movie came 2 years after, which means that they were 19.
Yeah.
And so if they were 19, then the boys were probably 18 because they were graduating from high school, so that sort of makes sense.
But it also kind of seems like the boys are still in high school.
Well, no, because they have their own apartment.
But, like...
his dad is still trying to force him to join the military, which sounds like in the first movie when he's threatening to make him join the military, but in this one he's just trying to force him to join the military. But I get it.
Which is weird because like where do they work?
If they're 5 years apart, well, one works at like a pretzel place or something, I think. Oh, and then, because remember, there's a throwaway line about slinging cheese and pretzels or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think one of them works at a pretzel place or something.
Probably in the mall.
But we never see. Yeah, it's probably in the mall. Yeah, maybe it's a Wetzel's Pretzels. That place was fucking delicious.
Oh, maybe.
Remember those? Does that shit still exist? I don't even know if Cinnabon still exists. Real talk, man. I haven't been in a mall in a scary... I want a fucking Cinnabon because I'm a fat guy.
No, I want some pretzels.
Give me that sweet...
What if we did like
Cinnabon?
What if we did like Cinnabon pretzels? No, that's not going to work at all. That sounds awful.
Yeah, no, that sounds fucking gross.
Mostly trying to figure out how to make that.
Yeah. So
anyway,
let's read the words part because again, this is another one. I haven't even thought about it. I've never read the description for this fucking movie before. Wow. Amiable slackers Bill, Alex Withers, and Ted, Keanu Reeves, are once again roped into a fantastical adventure when Denomolos?
Yeah, Denomolos, the bad guy.
Denomolos? Okay.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't know how to pronounce his name. To be honest, he had like a gentle accent, and so I just ignored it. I was just like, oh, maybe that's a word, maybe that's a title.
No.
It felt like a title more than a name to me.
No, it's definitely his name.
Because they said the whole thing. It's weird. Yeah, but it's weird. But Denomolos could be like the name president or something. I don't fucking know.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't speak future.
Move on.
I don't speak future shadow language or whatever the fuck they were talking.
It's future rock and roll language.
Well, but they were the bad guys, so they would have been speaking the opposite. Swamp people language. I don't know. What's the opposite of rock and roll? Emo music?
No. I don't know.
Yeah, I got nothing. Okay. Anyway, Denomolos, played by Joss Ackland, a villain from the future, sends evil robot duplicates of the two lads to terminate and replace them. I'm sorry, this is absurd to read this out loud. The robot doubles actually succeed in killing Bill and Ted, but the two are determined to escape the afterlife, challenging the Grim Reaper, played by William Sadler, to a series of games in order to return to the land of the living. I mean, that is like Act 1 of the movie. That is pretty
accurate. Yeah, that is pretty accurate. So, this is my favorite of the two Bill and Ted movies.
Oh, the first one's better, but that's all right.
Everything about the first one and then just pushes it like a little more. Just a little more.
We get a lot more future scenes and First of all, it's a little too Technicolor.
It's very, like...
Very bright.
Yeah.
It is like, everything is highlighter colors. It's like highlighter became the greatest producer of textiles.
That's what life was like then. I remember. I was alive.
I get it.
And
I was
old
there.
enough to experience it.
I get it. I was there. I had the loud patch jacket.
Yeah, you were like 4.
I was part of the... I love that loud patch jacket. I get it.
You don't know.
I get it.
Because you weren't there.
This is the difference.
For all of you that were
That's an absurd future.
beings in 1991.
Why would you want that much bright colors?
For all of you that were sentient beings in 1991, like, you remember. You get it.
I was there, man. I remember. I seen it.
I remember. Like, I remember 3.
No. Yes.
Yes,
still.
That's how math works.
I was there.
It starts in the very. It starts in the movie starts in the future, and you really see that like in the future because the people are wearing the most. First of all, the clothes are ridiculous, right?
Oh my god, they're so ridiculous.
I love when
they have these giant foam boots.
I love when people talk about clothing in the future and they try to like imagine what clothing in the future is.
A lot of hoops.
Oh, it's fantastic. But they have these giant foam boots that are like. I don't know, like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Awkward to work in because you can see the actors.
The actors are having such a hard time, like, walking in these boots. And everything is basically, like, made with, like...
Craft foam.
Like craft foam?
The fucking costume department of this.
Or like the same kind of fabric foam that like bra cups are molded out of. It's very
like
strange.
high density foam.
Yeah, it's like high density clothing foam. So like that's really where it starts. But another thing that's kind of funny about this movie with colors and stuff is it's a little bit like they only discovered that they could use like colored filters in this movie because like they're dead and that has a colored filter and then they're in hell and that has several different color filters.
They got really rad color filters, man. There's
so many colors.
They paid that extra money when they got the camera for the color filter option, so they decided to use it.
Yeah.
That's...
Except that they also have, like, sort of a lack of colors when they go to heaven. Because in heaven, people are wearing, like, white and then, like, super light pastels.
Heaven is
absurd. A wild place.
It's fucking absurd in this movie.
It is absurd. Oh my gosh.
It's so ridiculous.
And I love that we get to see Socrates again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right before we meet Station. Station!
Fucking Station.
Station!
Is amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing characters. I love that at the end he's just like when he's like introducing everybody rock band style and he's like the guy who can make
anything happen or
like
something
any
like
word
that.
out of the word station
and then
or
Station's
whatever.
Like station.
You're just like alright, that's
station.
absurd.
It's not 2 smaller stations.
Yeah, it's not 2 smaller stations.
And like when Station, whether it's big station or 2 smaller stations.
Is it like fusion? Does he become more powerful Super Saiyan this way?
I feel
is
like
Station
it's,
like kind of an idiot, but when 2 stations combine, they become wicked smart?
No, it's like that game that Beard Bros plays with the rock guys. Where they're separate or they're together. Knack. It's like Knack. Or Knack is like Station, I'm not really sure which. But the thing about Station that kills me is like when Station is in like San Dimas and thereabouts, like they're out and they're about like in the
they're
town.
Like a fucking hardware store.
Cares.
0 people. Listen, that's that fucking SoCal shit where they're just like it's probably just a guy in a costume who we were just recently listening to the stand-up comedian talking about wearing a pig costume and like going to do some shit and coming back and he's at this stoplight. Right? And he, like, looks over and this lady next to him has fucking horror on her face. And he then realizes that he left the set in, like, 8 hours of pigman makeup. So this woman is seeing a pigman drive, like, a 98 fucking Taurus or something. And so, like, I feel like if you live in Southern California, you're just, like... They're probably shooting a movie.
It's not just Southern California.
They're probably shooting a movie.
Like, although, and to be fair...
I mean, in Northern California, it's more like, why is that guy staring at a wall? It's probably
I used to do, like professional and, like, semi-professional cosplay, and my favorite thing was always going to a normie kind of place
Oh
in
my god!
costume.
I can't tell you how many times I've been asked to leave a Safeway because swords aren't appropriate.
So there was one costume thing that we did, and it was for like The Walking Dead. Back when The Walking Dead was first going to be on TV, it was like everybody show up as zombies, and I went with the best zombie outfit. It was like this nurse's outfit, and there was like blood all over it, and I had like blood dripping down me. My hair was all crazy, and I had like a prop. I had like a fake axe or something like that. And after going to this like zombie event, I was like, oh man, I'm like super hungry. So I swing by the Safeway like next to my house, in like upper middle class white neighborhood. Yeah. And
you know what they're not okay with?
Like
fucking murder nurses
strolling away, and nobody even mentioned it.
Yeah,
people stopped
because they're
and
horrified.
And they didn't know what to do.
Nobody wants to cross that threshold.
No one even mentioned it. It was probably
We've
like
all
10
seen
o'clock
zombie
at night,
movies.
Maybe midnight.
Nobody wants to be like, excuse me, ma'am, the fuck. Because that's the first guy they're like, excuse me, ma'am, and then the zombie's like, ah, and then you die. You don't want to fucking be that guy. Yeah. So you just like, wait for the black guy that always dies first in a movie. So
yeah. So what's your favorite scene in Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure?
Okay. Well, I wasn't prepared for scene. My favorite character is Death. We're gonna.
Oh yeah, hands down.
Far and away, my favorite character is Death. He is the fucking best in this.
Yeah.
My favorite scene in this movie is. Wow, that's really
It's
hard.
really hard, right?
That is, yeah. I feel like maybe it's when Death and the boys, the lads, fuck ever that is, about, but the Death and the lads are playing games, and they like win, and he's just like, two out of three.
Best 3 out of 5, best 5 out of 7, and they're just like.
And they're just like whooping his ass, and I love that none of them are like it's like Battleship, and then
it's Clue,
and then Clue, and then it's Twister. Like it's the most. Also, I love how product placement-y this movie and the previous one is. Both of these movies are very like, oh, let me drink this soda. Like it's like
let me just place this bag of Doritos.
There's a scene at the very beginning where they're like sitting at the table with the girls, with the babes, and they're sitting there, and that was a little more douchey than I intended. But
it was less Bill and Ted, and it was more Chad.
It was more Chad. Listen, my default babe is Chad.
A sprinkle more Chad than was necessary.
Yeah. No, but they're sitting at the table, and there's like 4 or 6 Pepsi cans, and the camera starts like really low and like kind of picks up into frame.
And then you're just
it's just like fucking Pepsi, like Pepsi, and it's. You just don't see that level of commitment and not give a shittery about product placement.
You don't see
normally
such obvious product placement
it's like somebody's like, oh, that's a nice watch, and like the camera pans past, and the Rolex is like a little bit more clear.
Or like the soda can is like maybe partially cut off. Yeah. But like seriously, product placement like that works. Because there's a scene where Bill and Ted are sitting on the couch, and they're like eating chips, and one of those is a bag of Doritos, and it's like the OG nacho cheese Doritos. Let me tell you guys, She loves Doritos so much.
I'm a plain Lay's guy.
I am gonna have to go and get some motherfucking Doritos this weekend because I am gonna need to eat some Doritos after seeing that.
Man, marketing works.
Marketing works. Product placement works.
Why do you think I work in marketing? We both work in marketing.
We both work in marketing.
Yeah. Social media marketing.
Yeah.
We're this is the thing that we do professionally. It's awful.
It's horrifying. Really.
Wow.
And then we're here for you for fun.
Yeah. This is the fun part.
It's really hard for me to choose what my favorite scene would be because I love the scene.
I think it's when they're playing games
with Death and the games, but then there's all of the scenes that are like Evil Bill,
you know what?
Ted,
I'm sorry.
And they're hilarious.
You know what? maybe
and then
second
there's
favorite scene.
also walking
Close
in
second.
to heaven.
Death in his little outfit, but with that like lavender ass milkmaid smock on. That
trying to smuggle himself into heaven.
When they're like, "What's the meaning of life?" and he's like quoting some song, and she's like, "Every rose has its thorn," and you're just like, "Death." That's amazing.
That is
also,
in fact,
it's fucking Death. I mean, don't you think the dude at the front gate would be like, "What are you doing, man?"
The dude at the front gate was like, I know you?
I feel like they hang out in the same break room, you know? Front gate heaven guy, Death, like, you know, giant
There's
lizard
also
metal.
the scene at the end where they come back from the future and they're like Bill has like a ZZ Top beard and Ted has like, I don't know, like the devil kind of
like
mustache,
the little goatee thing, yeah.
Like the Lucifer.
It's really good. It's really good. There's so many good scenes.
Oh, and when he possesses the dad, and the dad's in like his little like.
Let me tell you what, dude.
Meeting, that's probably the best.
Those
that's probably
two,
the funniest scene.
Those two actors, the dad and the lieutenant or whatever, the fat guy who recognize him, really like him as a character actor. But the two of them, when they first get in there, and he's just like the dad stands up, and he doesn't even just stand up, right? He has that like it's in the legs and the shoulders. He just like gets up. Like, exactly like Keanu Reeves does in this movie. It's fucking insane.
There's also the scene where Bill and Ted are dead and they go to the stepmom's seance.
Oh my fucking God.
And that's really good. There's the spot where you find out that the stepmom left Bill's dad to marry Ted's dad.
Yeah, that every time I witness that,
maybe
I'm like,
your stepmom will marry you next, and then you can be your own dad.
Yeah, you can be your own stepdad.
Like, as an adult, as a kid, I don't think I ever got it, but like as an adult, I'm just like,
what? Yeah, that's some fucking Futurama fries his own grandpa shit.
It's so
like it's fucking
good.
Absurd, man.
Every scene in both of these movies really is just an absolute gem to watch.
Watching both of these last 2 days, and especially watching this one today, and I mean, I like the first one more because of the historical figures.
Yeah.
That, to me, is, like, the best part, right? I really love the historical figures aspect of it.
I do, too.
It was so fantastic. And hell, even the scene in this movie when Rufus brings them the historical figures in.
Oh, yeah, when Rufus brings, like, the
fucking hilarious, and that guy's just like, ugh! And then, everybody's like, woo!
Yeah,
it's super weird.
It's like Sebastian Bach.
Yeah.
Some, like, future chick.
Yeah, some like
Somebody
future cyborg
else.
chick. She super looked like 7 of 9, like a
she
little
totally
bit.
does.
It was crazy.
And then they were like, and then the guitarist from Faith No More, and you're like, Faith No More, really?
You're like, oh,
but
okay,
like, okay.
But he walks out and he's just like, rock and roll, and everybody's just like,
he walks out
what
and he's like, station.
Oh, station. That's what
and
it says.
everybody just loses their
Freaks
shit.
the fuck out.
How does everyone know what station is but us? Oh wait, just because it happened in the past, never mind. But where is station from? I need to know. We need
What's the station secret?
You know how to fix coronavirus? Station.
Giant station, 2 small stations, 3 stations combined. I don't know.
My God, 3 stations combined?
That's Captain Planet. I don't know if you know this, but that's Captain Planet.
I think that's 5 stations.
No, it's 5 humans is Captain Planet, which is 3 stations.
There's no basis in science for that.
Yeah, of course there is.
How?
Station's better. He's the smartest guy in the world.
But station is 3 versus 5? How do you get that number?
Because look, 2 stations, giant station. 3 stations, Captain Planet. It's the next step up.
No.
It's the next step up. It makes perfect sense.
No, it does not. It absolutely does not.
Perfect sense. How many stations do you think Captain Planet's worth? I think 3 stations. If Captain Planet's 5 humans, he's got to be 3 stations.
I
Station's
guess,
better.
But station's pretty powerful.
I know, that's what I'm saying. If Captain Planet's 5 humans, he's got to be 3 stations.
We had 2 stations that created like
robots.
Autonomous, artificially intelligent robots out of a bunch of crap from Home Depot.
But not as advanced as Evil Ted and Evil Bill robots.
That is true.
Right? So that's what I'm saying is like, really, could we build Bill and Ted robots? 1, yes.
Yes.
Get your fucking life together, science. Do that. What I want in my mind is like 12-inch Bill and Ted robots. So they're just like constantly playing a band, like a concert over there, just like woo. You know, every time you walk in the room, they're like whoa, and you're like yeah, that's fun. You fucking. Why do I have these tiny robots in my house? And the dogs chase them sometimes. Listen. Tiny Bill and Ted robots. Get your fucking science together. Yeah, it sounds amazing.
The evil Bill and evil Ted robots, in the beginning, they like rip their faces off and you see like the robot thing.
Oh, that fucking scene is so crazy, dude.
It looks like those clear phones that you used to see a lot of back in that time.
I remember those clear phones, dog. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was into it. Sci-fi, dude. Super sci-fi.
This is a fantastic movie.
It's perfect.
Love it.
This movie,
so much.
just as perfect as the first movie. I mean, man... absolute fucking bona fide best portrayal of death I ever seen. And I'm a big Pratchett fan, I love personifications of death. As a generality in like a ton of stuff, comics, everything. And this is one of my favorites. It's just death wants to be like friends with everybody. He just wants. Yeah,
it's like he wants.
It's to like be the most cool. Adorable death. Yeah, I love it. Also, that in credit shit. With the fucking with the news articles.
With all the news articles.
It's so fucking... Death tried to go solo.
Yeah.
Oh,
we forgot about the end credits 100%. Scene with the news articles and everything. And we were losing our mind.
Oh, dude, it was so fucking good.
What is this? Like almost 20, 30 years later?
Yeah, well, if it came out in 91, it would be 29 years later.
Yeah, almost 30 years later. Yeah. Seeing that stuff now, there's still some things that hold up.
You know what? It's been 29 years later. I've definitely seen this movie more than 29 times.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, right?
Man, this is another one of those movies that I know well enough to be able to talk along with the words.
There was a time when Bill and Ted was like a multi-weekly, more than once a week. I'm just gonna put on Bill and Ted because we have the VHS. Yeah. And I mean, it's either that or the news. And
it's like, you know when you get sick and you're like at home and you want to watch something comforting? Bill and Ted. Absolutely a go-to. Always makes me feel better. Probably more so than Chicken Soup, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Bill and Ted definitely was one of those.
And it's also got, both the movies really, but this one, just because we're talking about it, has an amazing soundtrack. And it's just like 80s hair bands that you just forget about. And I forgot that they did God Gave Rock and Roll to You as like the song that like Bill and Ted like used to like catapult themselves to fame. And they started playing that song and I was just like, honey, you need to pause it right now. And I was like, whoa. First of all, I forgot this song was in here. And second of all, I've got goosebumps. And I love that song. I'm not like, oh my god, Kiss. I like Kiss. They're a good band. I like their music.
I super like Kiss.
But I'm not just, I'm not like crazy about it, you know? So it's just for me. It's that like feeling of it. So like they're playing God Gave Rock and Roll to You, and I am just singing along like a child.
Oh yeah.
With childlike wonder. With Socrates-like wonder.
That's what these movies are. I mean, these movies are, and you know what? I mean, maybe it's the lens of
nostalgia, because
but at the same time,
I was like 10 when this movie came out, so I was super young, and I grew up with these movies. They're very formative for me. No, not shut up.
10,000.
Yeah, 10,000. What's up? I'm eternal. But so it's like, you know, it's definitely part of the nostalgia, and I feel like perhaps for younger generations, maybe they don't really understand quite as much because they weren't there.
That's my sauce. If you're like not like post 95 motherfuckers,
born in 95 or later,
or if you're just like a young person, or if you are an adult, which is probably way safer, to be watching these videos. We swear a lot of people are sensitive about shit. Fuck you, fuck the horse, fuck the house you
I mean,
in.
I feel like if you had older siblings, you probably get this a bit too.
If you have, like, young kids, you know, like, pre-high school kids, have they seen this movie? What do they think about this? And if not, show them both of these movies and let us know what they think. I'm always curious to see how, like...
Younger generations
or culturally distant generations, right? I mean, it's like who is it? There's somebody. it's not Japan. I'm pretty certain it's not Japan. But it'd be like saying, like, in Japan, they didn't get Star Wars for, like, 20 years. So, like, the nostalgia factor just isn't as big of a deal there.
It's also...
I don't remember where it is, but maybe it was, like, Taiwan or something.
It's also as simple as, like, okay, well... Those of us that are old enough to know what the save icon on the computer signifies, that it's like a floppy disk, and people who are young enough not to know what that means. It's just the save icon to them.
Remember popping out that little clip in the fucking bottom? You like knock that shit out and then you're fucking screwed. Just
I remember
nothing.
that.
I remember like wadding tape up in there.
Yeah,
just,
me too.
Like, I need to fucking do this. Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
so,
or the
like,
fucking
there's also that thing too, where it's not just the cultural thing; it's also like the time. Like, there's a point where there's going to be no telephone booths, and then how are
kids
people
won't
going to
understand what that is?
I mean, really, there's
pretty
much no telephone booths right now.
Let me know if you have telephone booths near you.
We definitely don't.
We don't. But we do still have payphones in some places.
But they're super rare.
They are super rare.
They're very, very rare.
I remember, like, specifically getting out of the car every day in middle school and being handed, whatever, the cost of a payphone card
Probably
was.
Like a quarter. Or
yeah,
like
maybe a
35
quarter
cents
or something. And,
like
getting
that.
some change and Dad being like, page me when this shit's done. and then I would like call the thing, and it's just fucking screaming sci-fi at you, right? It's like, and you're just like, okay,
yeah,
he's just gonna show up or not? Who fucking knows?
Yeah, pagers. You know? I remember pagers.
Pagers.
I had pagers.
Very gangster pagers.
One. Yeah, that was
very gangster.
It was a time. It was definitely a time.
Yeah.
So this movie like not only takes me back in the nostalgia, but like it's a feel-good movie, and even though you have bad guys in it, and the bad guys are doing bad guy things, right?
Oh, they're like
it's
barely
still,
bad guy things.
Hilarious to watch.
When the bad guys just like kick the doors in, and they're just like, "We're the bad guys." Blah, blah, blah. There's a scene at the very beginning. Rewatch this. All right, when the bad guys come in, and everybody's standing there like badass bad guy poses or whatever the fuck they thought they were doing, and like they like set up the little eyeball thing that they never fucking acknowledge or explain,
they get like a call from the main bad guy like on the eyeball or something.
Yeah, they get like a call on the main bad guy or whatever. But everybody's setting up, and the camera like pans back and shows the whole classroom at one point in time, and everybody's facing towards the middle, and one motherfucker's just facing like this with his gun.
Backwards. We don't understand why.
It's amazing. It's like,
we tried to figure it out.
All this shit is so good. It's such a fun movie.
Yeah.
And it's such a fun series of movies. And I hope and I pray, oh my God.
That they do justice with the third
Do not let me down with this shit. I trust, trust in Keanu Reeves, the savior of humanity.
If we're let down by this third movie, it'll basically be like the fourth Indiana Jones movie, where it exists, but no one talks about it.
Yeah.
No
fucking
one.
Crystal Skulls. I don't. Fuck that movie so goddamn much. Okay. I'm angry now. I don't want any of this.
Anyway.
All right.
Be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other. I've been John Norgren. This has been
Life.
Dudes. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Do all that shit. This was Review Jive. We went to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Tell us what you loved about this movie.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
scene? What do you think?
What would your personal hell be like? We didn't even talk about that.
Oh my God.
You know, let us know what you think. Do you have anything old that you want us to watch
Restaurant full of Karens. I'm just putting it out.
And review.
Personal health, everybody. Anywho, camera's blinking at me that we're about ready to shut the fuck down, so be awesome.